Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Inshallah, today we'll be hearing a forum on the topic of stop procrastinating, start writing from our very own distinguished panelists. We have Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ahmad Sazali Hamzah, Director of UiTM Cawangan Selangor and Chair of UiTM Council of Professors. Assalamualaikum, Professor Zali.
Assalamualaikum. I'm here, but not sure why my picture is not. It doesn't show up.
You
nampak
can see
tak?
your, yes. You can
Okay.
see.
I cannot see myself. It's totally black. Okay. Sorry. It's okay.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Next, we have Yang Berbahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Abu Bakar Abdul Majid, the Director of Research Management Center UiTM. How are you, Datuk?
Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh semua, Prof Nazif and panel and also participants.
Yep. Thank you for joining us today. Next, we have Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Noritawati Matahi, the Director of Research Nexus UiTM. Professor Norita have joined us or still? I think she will be joining us soon because she's now having the event with AMN. Next, we have Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Hajar Farida Zuraina Muhammad Yusof, the Dean of Faculty of Applied Sciences. Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all.
Okay. All is good. All right. Before we start our forum today, I wanted to take a few minutes of your time to all participants. As a part of organizers' efforts to ensure our forum going smooth, we appreciate if you making sure that you keep your microphone off and you can pay full attention of our session today. And I would like to inform that there will be a Q&A session at the end of after the panelists completed their talks and discussion, and audience are invited to send the questions via the Pigeonhole platform. They will be sent to the chat room. Right. Now we are moving to the next. The next one is I would like to welcome Yang Berbahagia Professor Technologist Dr. Muhammad Nazif Surahman, our Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation, to deliver his opening remarks. Over to you, Prof.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you hear me clearly, Muzamil?
Loud and clear, Prof.
All right, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning to all. Thank you to our moderator, Dr. Muhammad Muzamil Mahad. Syukur Alhamdulillah, I'm delighted today that we can gather virtually to listen to a session we call TNCPI Coffee Talk on the topic of stop procrastinating, start writing. Procrastinating or procrastination is the act of delaying of work or activity. So in this case is writing. So, but why? This could be many factors. For example, perhaps due to the fear of failure, lack of self-confidence, has no personal goal, difficult to bring out creative ideas, or maybe not efficiently managing time. And how to overcome this? Well, we have the distinguished panelists today who will share their thoughts and experiences on the topic. Therefore, please allow me to welcome and thank all distinguished panelists who are also the members of the main committee of the University Research and Jawatan Kuasa Induk Penyelidikan Inovasi, JKIPU, for sharing their precious time to be with us this morning. So this morning we have Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ahmad Sazali Hamzah, Director of UiTM Cawangan Selangor, UCS, and also his play role as the Chair of UiTM Council of Professors. We also have, we welcome Yang Berbahagia Professor Dato' Abu Bakar Abdul Majid, the Director of Research Management Center, RMC UiTM. We have also Professor Dr. Noritawati Matahir, the Director of Research Nexus UiTM Renew. And we have Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Hajah Farida Zuraina Muhammad Yusof, the Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences UiTM. Ladies and gentlemen, and the respected participants, to be successful researchers, many skills and qualities are required. Not only conducting research and publication, but also other skills such as managing research, initiate collaborations, evaluations of research, networking, communication, and presentation skills. One of the ultimate goals, the university wants the young researchers to enhance their motivations and performance. Therefore, they will become independent researchers with tangible research outputs. Therefore, today, I think this coffee talk is timely and appropriate to help young researchers to get serious about writing and develop a regular writing habit. Ladies and gentlemen, respected participants, the JKIPU meets monthly to discuss the research and innovation agenda of UiTM, and members will be updated with the current achievements in research, innovations, and commercialization. From here, we will outline the relevant strategies in making sure that we are at the proper research navigation stage in line with UiTM's directions, especially to be a globally renowned university by 2025. Today's coffee talk is an initiative by the JKIPU members to get engaged with all of you. We realize that we can fly together at the greater heights in research and innovations by having good communications, engagement, and mutual understanding. I was informed that the participants are selected, and you are among the UiTM academics who have just completed your PhD for the past 3 years or 3 to 5 years or so. So, as we are aware, the young academics are the pillars of the research progress and success, and you are the future research leaders. Hence, all the JKIPU members and I do hope that this forum could freshen your roles and responsibilities as academics, especially in the writing activities. As simple as just remembering the day that you signed the acceptance letter when you receive an offer to work at UiTM. Ladies and gentlemen, the main aim of this forum to encourage our young academics to start writing and stop procrastinating. I'm sure our panelists will be sharing their views and insight on how to be good writers, and they'll also be sharing the available current support system in UiTM, such as the availability of research fundings to strategize your career system accordingly. Not to forget, they will also discuss the niche areas of UiTM that could be useful for you as a guidance for your future research directions. This coffee talk will not end at this session. Inshallah, we will have more in the future to keep you abreast with the current research initiative. I do hope that this effort can bring more success in the research and innovation at UiTM, and I wish you all the best. Again, on that note, I wish everyone a fruitful and beneficial forum this morning. Please take notes of all take-home messages from our distinguished panelists. And final words from me, be a writer, not a waiter. Thank you.
Right, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Muhammad Nazib, for the opening remarks and some insights on the research perspective on for the new PhD holders in UiTM. We are about to begin our forum today, and ladies and gentlemen, we often hear that among the new PhD holders, they feel like they have to take a rest after the 3 or 4 years struggling during the PhD. So while we know that the writing is a key key points or the main important things to synthesize the new knowledge, and this is a part of the routine in academic line. So I would like to begin this the first round with Professor Dr. Ahmad Sazali. Assalamualaikum, Prof. Prof. Sazali.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yeah, Prof. You've been in UiTM system, I guess, since 1987. It's more than 34 years now. And as the senior professor who has witnessed the transformation of UiTM towards the empowering the research activities, how do you see and how could you define the roles and responsibilities of an academic to the university, especially during this challenging time?
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Thank you to Prof. Nazib for the kind remarks. Fellow panelists, Prof. Datuk Bakar, Prof. Farida, and Norita, belum hadir lagi. I see that the participants, some of them are professors, but it's okay. It's okay because it's good that we have young and seasoned academics in this kind of forum. First of all, I just want to thank RMC's office for inviting me to this coffee talk. I think it's a good platform for academics to interact with one another. Before that, let me just say a few words about the function of a university. I think the former president of Cornell, Frank Rhodes, described the university as a place where one trains and nurture future generations of architects, biologists, chemists, and many more.
Panelista, apa ni? Siapa yang in charge pre-viva?
Okay. Can I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please,
So basically, Frank Rhodes mentioned about the role of university, where we train a lot of human capitals in various fields. So I think it is almost the same as for UiTM. We have quite a lot of faculties, and then it is our duty as academic to train them properly. Okay, so that's why we have to understand first the function of university. So in order to do that, I think all academics must be equipped themselves with the so-called the traits or the ingredients, so that how can we really train students in various fields? I think we need to understand that first as an academic. And Muzamil mentioned about and Prof. Nazib mentioned about strategy 2025, right? So at the apex of the pyramid or the top of the pyramid, you want to be a globally renowned university, kan? By 2025. So that idea or that so-called our final destination to become world-renowned should be taken seriously by all academics. Okay, but before that, perhaps why do we want to become a top university in the country or in Asia or in the world? I think as an academic, I think we should be responsible to the university. Responsible in the sense that we should play our role, not just academic, perhaps non-academic as well, so that we can have this so-called synergistic engagement or team, so that we can work together for the betterment of UiTM. I'm sure everybody, the warga or the citizens of UiTM want us to be successful. I think every university are striving for that. So basically, what are the ingredients for us to become a top university? What are the denominators? You look at Harvard, Oxford, and all the universities around the world. I think that the common denominator is research. That we cannot run away. Okay? Although, of course, some people are saying that why must be focusing too much on research? Why not teaching? I think research, teaching, services, they are all part of the role of academics. So we have to understand that first. Okay? So the common denominator that I mentioned earlier when it comes to top university is research. Now, how do we measure research output? This is where writing or publication is the key factor. So that's why this forum is very timely, that we have to address the issue of writing amongst academics. Perhaps not just academics, even non-academics, they can write. They can write anything that will benefit UiTM. I think we have to inculcate this culture of writing amongst academics. Because writing, as you know, is the so-called the heart of academic life. So that's why I hope this kind of forum discussion, we will create a stimulus for academics that writing is part and parcel of their duty as of academic. So that's why inshallah I hope the panelists will echo my sentiment about the importance of writing, because writing basically will portray your character. That's why you need to have a good skill in writing. I read yesterday, because I have to be prepared in this coffee talk as well. Most universities, they prepare booklet on how to write properly, especially a research grant and etc. etc. And I think this is a job of all PTJ, rectors, deans, etc. etc. that every academic, they should have a good research plan. Plan in the sense that they should pledge at least one paper per year. It could be a paper, it could be a technical report. It doesn't matter as long as it's academic writing. If you can inculcate that culture earlier, especially for the young lecturers who just came back, and Muzabir talked about when they came back, they are exhausted. Actually, when they came back, they can start from their previous work, from their PhD. They should think big small things first. You start with that. So I hope that's the beginning of my argument for this morning. Thank you, Muzabir. Pass it back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Sazali, for the introduction. To have some start on our forum today. I would like to move to Professor Dato' Dr. Abu Bakar, the RMC Director. So Dato', as mentioned by Professor Zali just now, that writing is kind of a must for an academic, right? So it has to be supported by the departments, and it should be a synergistic effort among the top management, and same goes to the academics people. So as the director of RMC, I think RMC is managing some sort of grant application and etc. Right? And writing shouldn't be alien to us, as most of the academics have been trained during the PhD period to write. But writing a research proposal as well, part of the writing. So it takes some arts for the researcher to be familiar with it. And in your opinion, Dato', how do we ensure that researchers' readiness to write the research article or research proposal and sustaining the momentum of writing post PhD, how we can embed the spirit of these research activities or writing among them, in your opinion, Dato'? And then I believe that they shouldn't be procrastinating at this point. So yeah, please, Dato', over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Muzamil, my fellow panel members, Prof. Sazali, Prof. Norita, and Prof. Zarina. Prof. Nazib probably still around. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity, and all the participants here. As Professor Sazali mentioned, there are young and seasoned researchers here, so I hope we can actually share, not really a one-way traffic from us to you. Basically, I have prepared some slides so that this, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, thank you so much. Because I actually predicted Muzamil's question, so I prepared. So the art of prediction is important during research.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. Next two slides, please. So I think when we want to do a research project, we definitely have to start writing up something, because you can do research without funding if you wish to, but definitely you cannot get very far. You need money, since money is the generator of activities, especially research activities. Funding is crucial. So when you've completed your PhD, you have got that basic principles, the basic ammunition, the basic requirements for you to move further. Definitely PhD is not the end of the story. Yes, you know that. You have managed to solve one problem after your PhD. Preferably, of course, you could have done your postdoctoral training. That would be a very much icing on the cake. And we are trying to encourage that at UiTM now, so that PhD holders, they go out within the 5 years of graduation to continue doing a postdoc, so that they can be really from rough diamond into really expensive diamond, become a true blue researcher. But I know we as lecturers, we are bound by contracts after finishing our PhD. We have to come back to the university, serve the university. So that is the crucial moment when you should not, the word this morning is procrastinate or delay. So it's good to, definitely you after coming back, you've seen your dean, and dean has given you specific tasks, your head of departments, for example, given you hours to teach. But maybe they will not tell you the whole spectrum of activities of a researcher or lecturer, as mentioned by Prof. Sazali, which include especially is it pivots or it kind of rotates around research. Research is the core area, because from research, because in some universities, they do not talk about academic, they talk about education, because from research, is converted into education, and that education is the so-called teaching and learning that we talk about. So once you come back from your PhD, or you just finished the last few years PhD, or even you've been a bit hesitant with regard to doing research, so now is probably, hopefully, you can come to a point when you decide to go back to you must have some passion to do research, because you decided to go and do masters and then PhD. So what normally motivates us as a researcher after coming back from PhD, from my experience, from probably Prof. Sazali, Prof. Zarina, and also Prof. Norita, we feel that upon finishing school or finishing PhD, going back into teaching profession. I started my teaching profession at USM, so going back to USM, the culture was there. It's automatic that you are expected to write research proposal and go for research grant. And luckily at that time, there was the so-called IRPA grant, or Intensified Research in Priority Areas grant by MOSTI. So we submitted grant. And to write the proposal, of course, you have to decide when you started your academic career, what motivates you to come into the academia. Being an academic, those are the areas that you have to go into: teaching, research, doing community work, providing service to the society, to the country, and hopefully to the world. So as an academic, you have basically no choice. If you decide to become an academic to teach and you don't want to do research, then probably you've decided to become like a stone. You're going to stay there, fixed and forever, just being a stone. But if you want to move, a rolling stone, then you have to start doing work a bit more. Sometimes you want to do research, you write research proposals simply because you are curious and you're just joyful to do research. So that joy push you to write the research proposal. And of course, definitely career advancement is important to us. So when you go for promotion, definitely we're going to look at your research experience or research track record. Definitely. Sometimes you are a person who is kind of a problem solver. You want to look at problems local and also global and try to help with these situations. But also when you're writing a research proposal, there is another aim here, because there's one article that I write on something called scientific elite. Of course, in every sector of the economy, industry, there is a group of people referred to as celebrity. So in research, innovation, academia, there is also the so-called scientific elite. So just to go on to this next slide, please, John. So this paper in interface talk about the scientific elite. Just one thing I want to mention here, one of the points raised in the paper, next slide please, is something called hot streak. Hot streak. This is the number of hot streaks. Hot streak is as your career progresses, you probably will come to a point of getting some good news or getting some opportunities. So getting a research grant is a hot streak in the life of a researcher. This is the hot streaks of, they've done a study on Nobel laureates in the different fields of physics, chemistry, and physiology and medicine. And they find that, of course, these people have had hot streaks more than the usual scientists. Normal scientists, they have for example one in their lifetime, but these Nobel laureates, they normally have more than one. So as a beginner scientist, you go for a grant, for example, FRGS, or you go for EDANA, and you get that grant. Or even if you are more adventurous, you go for international grants like the Horizon grants from EU, or the other grants, Fulbright, or other international grants. Then that is your first hot streak. And the benefit of hot streaks is that you get yourself into the game very early, and you also have the facility and also the resources because of the funding, and you probably can move faster in the academia. Next slide, please. Okay. The other thing about hot streak is that Nobel laureates seems to have many more prize-winning papers, for example, during the hot streak. So the hot streak gives you money to do research, and hot streak also related to success in terms of publishing papers in good journals that can give you rewards or recognition. So for me, when I write proposal, these are the three things that I have in mind. I want to create that idea. I want to generate the idea. And then that is when you think about the proposal, and then you create the proposal, and then hopefully you get the grant and you curate your research projects. So just quickly, I know this is not the forum or the platform, but I think I just want to go straight quickly into the research proposal. Quickly, next slide, please. Okay, this is the saying from Albert Szent-Györgyi. He actually was the one who so-called discovered vitamin C, and he said that discovery consists of seeing what everybody has seen and thinking what nobody has thought. So when you have this idea to do research proposal, you are the person who is the doer. Other people probably just looking and admiring, but you are the person who wants to do the research. Next slide, please. So when you want to do a research proposal, when you're writing, three things to consider. Number one is that always overcome the so-called curse of expertise. Sometimes you feel that you're already the expert, you want to write a research proposal, you want to write it in the expert, from the expert point of view, and without considering, because always remember, research proposals are evaluated by assessors, and these assessors are normally not as smart as you are in that particular area. So write a proposal which is not to show your expertise, to glorify your super knowledge, but rather to get down to the evaluators. And always have a good chain of reasoning why you want to do research in terms of almost chronology. You have the problem, you start from the very beginning and you go through this whole thing called chain of reasoning. And the idea here is to capture the evaluator's attention very quickly, especially when reading the abstract of the proposal. Next slide, please. Just a quick reminder, when you want to do a proposal, always start with the objectives in mind. This is by Peter Drucker in Management by Objectives. SMART, we all know this. We go for FRGS, we have to cater for these SMART objectives. Everybody knows this, but this is the key to writing a good proposal. Next slide, please, quickly. So when you're writing the actual proposal, these are the basic things that you need to do. Define the objectives, write about the state of the art, background meaning. There has to be novelty, benefits, and there has to be a work plan, that your methodology, and then must ensure you promise deliverables, what you want to produce at the end of it. And this is my personal feeling. There has to be flair in writing, and you have to be meticulous when writing a research proposal. The flair will come if you train your writing. You've written your PhD thesis. That was a very strong training. There was a very clear example that you have that flair of writing. So just a matter of improving. Next slide, please. Zamir? Okay, done. All right. So that was the thing that I wish to highlight to our young and probably seasoned researchers on research proposals, why you need to do it, and how you should do it. All right. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Dato' Professor Abu Bakar, for the tips and some sharing about the how to strategize our research proposal. I think maybe Dato' can share some of the slides after to our audience. One of the things that really capture me is that academics, actually, they have chosen. This is the life they have chosen. They have chosen. So I think they have to embrace the responsibility, the position that they have gotten. So they have to make a move by starting to get grants, by writing the research proposal, and etc. Right, we are moving to our next panelist, yang berbahagia Professor Dr. Noritawati Matahi, the Director of Research Nexus of UiTM. Okay, Prof, UiTM in 2020, we have come up to rebrand and restructure the Community of Research to Research Nexus UiTM. To facilitate a researcher and focus on the niche area. So we have 6 niche areas, Prof. Correct me if I'm wrong. And in your opinion, like coming back after PhD, they have ventured different fields, and they might be losing somewhere that where am I heading to? And then I believe Research Nexus, Nexus UiTM Renew would have many initiatives, but what would be your advice for our young academics for the first 5 years, and how they can strategize their academic career and to choose on and to be in the right niche area? And maybe you want to share some tips about the short, medium, and long-term planning for them, so that they can be a great scholar one day and also be a successful researcher and academic. Over to you, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Muzamil. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Sazali, Prof. Dr. Abu Bakar Abdul Majid, and Prof. Farida, as well as our young researchers, our senior professors that is with they're with us, around 332 of them with us this morning. Thank you for joining us. So, like what Dr. Muzamil would like me to share with you. The first thing, allow me to share that actually established in last year, it's 1 year already. The research nexus UiTM that now we I mean, it's quite often now. Everybody knows what is renew. Yeah. The main function is to chart the research direction and strategy of the university, to enhance coordination of research, and of course, the main aim and this wish list of us is to connect researchers with expertise in various niche areas. So, like what mentioned by Dr. Muzamil, the 6 research niche areas of UiTM that is in line with strategic plan of UiTM 2025 are industrial technology, cyber technology, health and wellness, logistics and transportation, energy and environment, and social creativity and innovation. So Renew aims is to encourage interdisciplinary and driving impact-oriented research that addresses the real world the real world issues that relevant to the societal and industrial needs. Okay, so this is actually in line as well with the strategic plan of UiTM 2025 that aspires to enhance translational research, towards impacting social economy well-being, which also supports our ranking and the nation's aspiration, as well as towards global recognition, and align as well with the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. For the questions like the first 5-year strategy, as an early researchers or academic who just come back from your PhD, and how to position yourself. Well, I would like to ask the young ones that is they are online with us now. Have all of you chosen what is your niche area amongst the 6 priorities areas that I have mentioned earlier? If you haven't, please do so now. You can do it immediately, which it takes less than a minute. What you need to do is you search for UiTM expert, okay? Then click update expertise, key in your staff number, and choose your expertise from the select button. That's it, settle. Okay, so if you haven't done it, please do it now. If you have, thank you. You know why? Because that will be one of the platform for others to reach and search for collaborators. For the Office of Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation to promote our researchers to grant providers, to grant funders, or to any request from agency, ministry, private sectors, or industry looking for experts in any specific research areas. That will be the platform for everyone in UiTM as well as from outside UiTM. And you will maybe miss the boat if you are not in our database, or if you have not updated your research niche area. So that will be the first one, okay? So talking about short, medium, and long-term planning on how to achieve a successful research or academic career. Well, I think Dato has mentioned, as well as Prof. Sazali, when once we came back from our PhD, actually we have gone through the training, and when we are back from our PhD, we own the culture of thirst for new knowledge. That should be the culture that we have, okay, that we own. So this is actually the beginning of your academic career back from your PhD. You have the freedom to continue doing research in finding solutions to problems and new facts for you to share and for you to get paid, and we get paid to do it as academic. So you are not alone in this scenario. Okay, we are with you. You can approach one of your senior faculty members to be your mentor, okay? And start your supervision by offering yourself to be the co-supervisor of postgraduate students as well as research collaborator to your mentor, okay? So another platform that you can actually, you know, be known or start joining is we have around in our under Office of Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation 150 over research interest groups, approximately 40 research groups and 14 Center of Excellence and 1 high COE. And I am confident that one of these research entity fits your research expertise. So start joining one of these research entities as full member or associate member. Call or email the directors or the head of RIGs or the research group or any of the members, or come to us. Come to Renew and offer your expertise to be part of the team. Request for an appointment, or we can always arrange you and assist you on this as well. Okay, so academia is actually, I think everybody agree, is competitive to enter. So once we are in the academic world, the beauty is the career progression as an academician, I would say somewhat predictable path. You know, it can go by design. All of us know that academia is about the pursuit of research, like what our two panels have mentioned, like what Dato have shared, Prof. Zali has mentioned, education and scholarship. We are the people who study and analyze our area of specialization before sharing our research findings through teaching, publishing in journals, and participating in discussions through conferences, seminars. This morning, you know, we have seminars with Agency Nuclear Malaysia, colloquium, and that is what we have been trained through during our PhD. And not forgetting that there will be one fine day you might be appointed as academic administrator too, like what Prof. Zali is now director, Dato is the RMC, like Prof. Farida is the Dean of Applied Science, and myself in Renew. We know that what shall I say? Administrative job is not everybody like, but for us, I mean, for me, it's actually because we love our university, so we accept those, okay, amanah for us to handle the scope of tasks that we are given. Yeah. So as a researcher and educator in a university, I would say that it's a matter of continuing to distinguish ourselves through excellence in teaching and research. Okay, we can never run from research. Okay, so that we can pursue new academic opportunities as they arise. So in addition to that, we will continuously make an effort to publish articles in reputable high impact journals. Yeah. So that's the culture that actually we will continue doing. Okay, be it short term, medium term, or long term. So I guess everybody agree that an appealing aspect of working as academic is actually what? We have freedom or flexibility to dictate our own schedule, which means we can actually nego with the department or our faculty in a week which day we want to teach, so that we can be in the lab for our research. Okay, and of course we will publish our research work. So we don't have to answer to anyone, because actually we are the one that we know how to allocate our time for research and teaching. Yeah, meaning we are proficient in time management and we prioritize. Yeah. So academic research is largely actually collaborative and teamwork oriented. We don't work in silo. Yeah. So an academic environment creates actually extraordinary opportunity, I would say, for cross-disciplinary research. So we enjoy a large sense of this kind of freedom to choose when and with whom we want to collaborate. We should actually enjoy that freedom. So the work culture as an academia is highly research and discovery focused. Yeah. So we enjoy the intellectual freedom. We are allowed to choose what we prefer to spend our time researching and how we pursue our research. So with this freedom always comes the responsibility of securing funding and resources. Okay. So that's one. Okay. So another part of academia besides conducting research is like what other panels have mentioned as well is teaching. This is how actually we disseminate knowledge to our students during lecture, and it's how we help shape and support the next generation of thought leaders. Yeah. So you have attained your PhD. As academics, we generally divide our time between these tasks: teaching, continuously doing research, applying for grants, publishing, mentoring students, and community involvement. In between, okay, of that journey as a career, as academia, you may choose to go for your industrial attachment and sabbatical. Yeah. So I will say that the four main factors to be in your planning on achieving a successful research academia career is for you to build your research track records, which is your publication, and later, you know, when we publish in high impact journals, citations will come in. Research funding and grants that lead USPI, supervisions of your postgraduate students with good quality completion, and patents and intellectual property rights, and it will be good if you can commercialize your research output. Okay, the second one is actually educational excellence that involve your innovative teaching, research relating to your educational practices, awards and recognition that you achieve in both research and teaching excellence. Collaborations, okay? Collaborations, both national and international, with colleagues, industry is another factors, and of course, your leaderships, yeah? So after that, the harvesting season will come. Naturally, you fit all the criteria for career promotion, and not to worry, because recall that as an associate professor, I mean, I'm talking about the young ones, yeah, that are going to go for your AP. So, and as an associate professor, you represent the university recognition of your excellence in teaching and research, and you have made a strong impact beyond academia, that including publishing, you know, writing journals, as well as you develop strong international profile. Yeah, as a professor, okay, it's actually an academic career that being appointed a professor means that you have excelled at making significant contributions to your field of research, and over time achieved recognition both local and internationally for your research. So I guess that's it, Dr. Muzamil, that I can share with the our
great.
participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Narita. That was for the first round. Sorry, we have another one. Sorry. One of the things that I have managed to capture just now is that thank you for sharing the platform of UiTM expert. So I would like to invite researchers to go to UiTM expert to update your niche area. We have 6 niche area. So you pick one that suits best for you. And also, one of the key points I get from Prof. Narita is that we have to be in the right circle. We have to be in the right circle to move forward. As in that we have to join any RIG, for instance, to get our research expanding well, and we possibly in the future can do the cross-disciplinary research in between RIGs. All right, we're moving to our 4th panelist, Professor Dr. Haja Farida Zurana, my Dean of Faculty of Applied Sciences, Prof. Farida. So we witnessed that FSG has excelled during the pandemic year, which is last year, in research and has been the top faculty in UiTM, and FSG also is a research university. Despite we know